Oh, I've had that happen to me. Is it back and good and working fine? It keeps freezing for me. Damn, dude, this is gonna be a. It seems like it is working now. Okay. Well, yeah, that's because I'm going through the stuff. So where were we at before we had internet issues? But it seems to be fixed for right now. Right. And oh yeah, and the possibility of the streaming and my friend in Canada who has the WWE network, which is so great. So happy for her. So happy. Well, I get stuck with Peacock that nobody likes. But yeah. Also, um there was something else newsworthy that happened. Yeah, Vince. Yeah, we'll get to that. Oh, it froze again. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry. Fuck. Okay. Let's just go ahead and move right on into the results and everybody's predictions and if they got it right or not, and then talk about the matches. Right. Mm-hmm.
Ninja Stalker 28 is now live. Streaming WWE 2K23 Wrestle May Cry Episode 7.
Night one. Well, let me tell you something, man. Like I told you, I made lists and was talking about my thoughts on each match and writing them all down. And I did that all the way up until night two. The only thing I have from night two is just one sentence, and it is a hilarious sentence, which we will get to. Yeah. But so when we get to night two, I'm gonna have to actually go back into my memory when we talk about it, for the most part. Um, right, all right, right, right. Um, so the first match from ROH was the El Hijo del Vikingo versus El Hijo del Vikingo versus Commander for the AAA Mega title. And to remind everybody, all three of us did vote for Vikingo to retain. And he he did. And Vikingo retained. Um oh yeah. Oh yeah. My Me too. He was on this week. No, he was on Dynamite this week, bub. Yeah. No, he had the opening match against Sammy Guevara, and he lost that match too. But you know, he's on a 2 losing streak when I watch him. But damn, his match is not entertaining as fuck. Because I literally have this is my notes on the Vikingo and Commander match. Are you ready? Vikingo versus Commander. Absolutely amazing. Saw things I have never seen before. Be sure to talk about those things that I've never seen before. Did not write down any of those from one side to the other side. It was insane. Neither can I. Oh yeah, definitely. Like that was it. That was some of the best luchador match I think I've seen in a long time. Probably ever. Like it was really good. I was going into it, I was just like, I'm not really excited about this match. I don't know either person. And within the first 10 minutes, I went from being like, to these guys are amazing. This match is amazing. Like, holy crap. Like, I'm in love with them. And yeah, dude, like, they're both so. I already saw Vikingo wrestle because he fought against Kenny Omega. And that match was phenomenal. But yeah, I was not expecting that great though. Yeah, way undersold it. Fortunately. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry or you're welcome. Don't know. Alright, moving on to the next match of the night, which I believe. Let me look at my notes to make sure I got the order correct. Yes. The next match was for the 6-man tag team titles. It was the Embassy versus Blake Christian, Metalik, and AR Fox. I will tell you something about this. Empire, yeah. Me and you both picked Embassy to retain, and Brandon, yeah. Um, had I known that there was a point in time before this match happened that Brian Cage wasn't going to renew his contract with ROH or AEW and was going to walk out and leave. Had I known that that was a possibility, I probably would have chosen Blake Christian, Metalik, and AR Fox to win the titles, because I did not see him re-signing with ROH or AEW, given all of his conflict with Tony Khan and all that. But he did. So I'm happy I went with my answer because I got it correct. But at the same time, my answer would have been different had I known other things beforehand. That is true. That is true. But let's just. Yeah. 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 My thoughts on this was the embassy match was good. I was happy to see that Brian had resigned. And there was one person in this match, though, that I was really impressed with his performance. And that was Blake Christian. I thought he was really good. See, I don't remember the last ROH pay per view all that much. Um, but yeah, it was a good match. Um, there was a couple of times where I thought the title was going to change hands. Oh, it was a great pay per view. Was that when the tag team returned, or was it later on in the night when the tag team returned? Okay, because I wrote that down, and I also in parentheses have great to know that they're not a part of Bray's faction, like everybody thought they were going to be. Um, but the next match that I have on here is Athena's match. It did. It was Athena. It was Athena versus Yuka Sakazaki for the ROH. Um, we all three had Athena. Yeah, yeah. I do too. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think which, no matter what, even if she wasn't having travel issues or any or visa issues or anything like that, like Athena still was going to retain. Um, my thoughts on the match was Athena's match was okay. It was nothing to write home about. It was there. It happened. Yeah, yeah, no, I wasn't either. Yeah, she gets the shit beat out of her. Yeah, it's just I've seen better Athena matches, one-on-one matches than that. Is my only issue that I had with it. Is like I've seen better, I've seen worse. That's why I was just like it was okay. Um, but moving right along, we go to Samoa Joe versus Mark Briscoe. Thank you for the TV title. You and Brandon had Samoa Joe. I had Mark Briscoe because he's never won a singles title. Not only has he never won, what? He did.
and his family was out there.
Yep.
Uh,
Um.
I went with, for reasons that I stated. Brandon went with Joe because he's like, I know the name.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
What though?
you probably would have stuck with Brandon. Be like,
Yeah, I would
that's
have.
that's even more of a reason why he should
Why
win.
he should win? Yeah, I would have done
He's
that.
number one. He dedicated it to his brother. It's his first singles title. His family's out there. You're like, no, he's got this. Like, God is on his side right now.
You know me all too well, because that's exactly what I probably would have said.
And I'm sure when you saw his family out there at ringside, like you were like, oh, and then heard that, and then
Yep.
you're finally watching that, you're like, oh, I am so right here.
Yep. Yep. I totally would have.
Whereas I'm reading that, like I'm hearing all that and seeing all that, I'm like, oh, there might be something. Gary might be right here. Is what's going through my mind as I'm watching it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but I'm sticking with Joe.
You-
You don't go wrong with Joe.
it's true. It was a good match. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Um.
Like I thought, you don't go wrong with Joe because Joe did win.
Joe did retain the title. Yes, that is correct. I'm a little saddened by that. I really wanted Mark Briscoe to win, as we all know, but sometimes it doesn't go our way.
I, you know, like I was saying, like no matter which route they went, like it was a good choice. Like you go,
Yeah,
I do feel like it might be like the whole TV deal thing.
I
Like
think
I said,
I
like
think it is
the only
too.
reason, like and keep the name on or the like with the Cena, keep the title on the bigger name for that TV deal. Like what you did with Jericho as the first AEW champion.
Yeah,
You put it on the biggest name to get the eyes on, so that way like the one that the most people are going to recognize.
yep,
Like that's what I feel like it was.
yeah,
But like it still is one of those situations where you could have done
yeah.
the other anyways. You still have Athena and
Alright, but moving right along, our next match we had was Wheeler Yuta versus Kadasari Shibata for the ROH Pure title.
Katsuyori Shibata.
Katsuyori, you know what, Shibata, for the ROH Pure title. We all three had Wheeler Yuta retaining.
Okay, I will also say like I recognized the name, but I couldn't remember who it was. I mean, remember that it was the guy that was supposed to fight Daniel Bryan. And I did say like I don't remember, like I know the name, but I don't remember who it is.
The guy who was
Like it
supposed to fight Daniel Bryan.
or Bryan Danielson, like it was like at Forbidden Door.
Oh, was that the dude who was supposed to be?
Yes, yes, because in the
Okay.
media scrum, like he talked about like how he will still one day fight Bryan Danielson.
Oh, for the media scrum for ROH?
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't watch the media scrum. I forgot all about it.
I didn't get to watch the media scrum, but I did see like that was one of the clips that came up,
Okay. Okay.
and I was like, okay, like I recognized him like when I saw him, but I didn't recognize him. Like he was the one. I think he had travel issues, and that's who they like why they had to replace who Brian fought.
At Forbidden Door.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Um, but yeah, uh,
so that would have probably made a big difference to me, like choosing
right.
because I actually remember that.
But Shibata did win the title,
Yes,
and
I'm so happy he did.
my thoughts on this was Shibata is phenomenal. He is absolutely amazing in the ring. Really okay with Wheeler Yuta and me losing the point on this one because it was clear from the get go that Shibata was probably going to win. Like he out wrestled Wheeler Yuta like it was nothing.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. Okay.
because it's ridiculous.
I'll look at it
It's
later.
one of those, yeah, it's one of those WWE the 2K23 glitches.
I love those. Those are the best. But moving right along, our next match is a match that I'm not looking forward to talking about.
A phenomenal match.
It was a phenomenal match, but it's a fatal five-way tag match
Definitely is.
for the Lucha Brothers versus Kingdom versus Top Flight versus Rush and Dralistico versus the Aussie Open. Brandon had Kingdom as winning.
Yes, because they were the Ring of Honor team, which was one of
Yeah,
his main requirements for like his predictions was like I think people in the in the company people should
yeah,
have the titles, which that's why I was also trying to point out to him that AEW still counts.
yep,
Like if they're an AEW team, they can still be the champions.
yep. And then you, of course, had Top Flight, and I.
I thought it was their time, and I am so sad that they lost because of
we'll
what
get, we'll get to that. And then, of course,
about the matches.
I had Aussie Open. Unfortunately, none of us got a point
No,
because the Lucha Brothers got the title, and I think because of what happened, which we're going to get into right now, that they shouldn't have been granted the titles, and that it should have gone to the Kingdom or somebody else, because that Canadian.
because it should have been top flight. So
Because that Canadian destroyer off of the ladder through the tables
oh man, I waited until the
was a.
match was over, but then I had to walk.
Yeah,
I
dude.
literally walked.
I will admit, because I'm not afraid to admit this, seeing things like what happened grossed me the fuck out. I threw up, y'all.
He loves horror movies.
Yeah,
He loves gore in horror movies.
yeah.
He doesn't like seeing real life injuries.
No, I can deal with like what happened to Finn. That didn't bother me. It's broken bones and feet facing the wrong direction that I cannot handle in real life.
Different physical injuries.
It's specific injury. Broken bones.
Poor Dante, man. Like
Yeah.
the one like top flight. Like Darius has been like unfortunately like Darius in every other time like is the one that gets injured.
Yep.
And the one time Dante has it,
It's
it's in the
bad.
final spot.
Yeah, it's in the final spot of the match, and it's a bad injury too.
Yeah. Oh,
His toes was facing behind him, and his heel was facing in front of him.
his whole foot was spun around. Oh man.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the nastiest thing I think I've ever seen
I feel so
on live
bad for him.
TV.
Like I hope he gets well soon. Like
I do too.
god damn.
He had a phenomenal match up until that point too.
No, I know
Like
he
it
has a
was
phenomenal thing, but
great.
you hate to see injuries happen in those. You really do because like they're they always end up like something ends up going horribly wrong
Yeah.
for something great. It wasn't the only injury of the weekend though, guys. Don't worry, WWE had their share as well.
I only know of one injury coming out of
Oh,
WWE.
there was another. I'll get to it when we talk about when we're going through night two. Like it's something that happened in night two. I can explain, but we'll get there.
Yeah, Night 2's the only one I know of.
Oh well, because you're talking about Finn, right?
Yeah.
No, there was another one.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, I'll explain it when we get there. When we're talking about Finn.
Okay, okay. Maybe once you talk about, maybe it'll click something in my head and I'll remember it.
Well, it was. I'll explain because like I only know the context of it like from Steven Larson over going in
Oh, oh,
podcast.
oh, never mind. I know who you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I did hear about that too.
It was Cameron.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, can we cut it away?
They cut away and changed it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I said, we'll talk about it.
Moving on to our final match of the ROH pay per view. It was Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston for the ROH. Thank you. Title. Um, and Brendan had Claudio. Me and you had Eddie. Unfortunately,
It was Eddie's time.
only one of us got a point.
Congrats, Brandon, on getting it right.
Good job, Brandon.
There you go.
I really thought it was going to be Eddie's time too. I really did.
I mean, he still had a strong, strong showing, and I mean, it was really to set up that final shot of the night.
Um, so I just realized I didn't write down any notes on that match. Because my very next thing I was about to read, because I was all like, all right, well, there's the Shibata one. Let's go down here and read what I thought about this match. And I was reading, and I was all like, that person wasn't in this match. And then I was like, oh, I didn't write anything down for this match because I was really sad.
I mean, it was a great match. Like
It was a good match.
had really good match, or really good.
Yeah.
Claudio's pretty much always has a good match.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, me and you, we thought it was Eddie's time,
Yeah.
but you know,
I
not
feel like,
not upset to be wrong.
other than his Jay White match, I for some reason feel like he's still being punished for his confrontation with Sammy.
Maybe.
Or he's done something else.
I don't think so because I haven't heard anything since like around that Sammy time when it was Sammy, and then wasn't it somebody else like right after that as well? That
Andrade.
yeah, Andrade, but that was more Andrade.
Yeah. It was just the time frame that happened because there literally was the brawl with CM Punk and all them. Then it was the thing with Eddie Kingston, and then you had Andrade shit going on.
Yeah,
So like it was just that time frame of all that shit happening all at
it was
once.
just everything was just unfortunately going wrong all at once.
Yeah. They seem to have bounced back from it, I think though.
I think they will. I mean, um, I think things can only go up. Like it. I mean, it can go. I mean, it can go down. We saw what happened with Impact back in the day, like where it was going real downhill. But it's on its comeback as well. So
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. But wait, yeah, like I still think Eddie should have won.
yeah. But I'm not. Also not mad about Claudio retaining. Claudio deserved to be champion when he was in
In
WWE.
WWE, yeah.
They honestly should have gone with him like over Roman, like in their storyline, giving him uh, like a real chance. But they didn't.
Yeah, it was kind of obvious that Cesaro was going to lose that match. Which sucks, because it should never be, like, obvious that Cesaro is going to lose a match. Like,
But I mean, nonetheless, like it was all to set up, like the like the attempt to like for the Combat Club to come out and get ready to beat down Kingston, and then Shibata to come out and be like, nah, nah, not
no,
on my
no, no,
watch,
no. Yeah.
not on my watch.
I definitely don't think the storyline between all of them are over with yet either.
No, I do. I do think Kingston will be Ring of Honor champion soon, or like
Hmm.
should be soon, and I wouldn't be surprised if like
It happened at the next.
he is still like if it's like the next like shot he gets at the title will be against Claudio.
Yeah. I agree. Um, but that is the ROH pay per view. Um, Brandon at
Really good.
yes, it was really really good, minus the horrific injury.
I mean, had that not happened, like that would have been a great show. Like
Oh yeah,
I and like I don't put it against the show like necessarily. It's just like that made it like hard to watch for a minute. Like I probably missed out on a good bit of like the in between match stuff like they were doing like during that time because
yeah.
I walked out of my room and let the show go and for a bit. Like I was like I gotta get away.
Um, you probably could have missed Dutch and Vincent returning.
I definitely missed that because I was not in the room.
Yeah, after the match was over with, Dutch and Vincent returned, and so that rumor about them being in WWE and being part of Bray Wyatt's faction is now not true.
Which is
So,
fine. Like I'm not. That's fine. Like I said, I did not see it because I needed a breather from.
right, yeah. Um, but moving right along, we are going to go ahead and move into the second pay-per-view of the weekend, which was NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yes,
Did you watch the kickoff?
I did not.
So you missed the Schism
I
and
did
Chase U
start it like
match.
I started it like a couple hours before Mania, and that's why I didn't get to finish it. Is
Okay,
because I had to stop on the last couple of matches for Mania night. So
gotcha. Yeah, so Schism versus Chase U was on the kickoff.
okay, so I was wondering where that match was. I thought that was because that was I thought they said it was supposed to be on the main card.
It was supposed to be on the main card, but because some of the other matches, when they were rehearsing it or going over their plans, was running longer than they were supposed to, they decided to move the Schism and stuff to the kickoff show,
Okay, yeah. See,
which is the first time they have done that in a long time.
yeah, because that's what I was wondering because I was in the middle of telling Josh like while we were watching it like we were gonna see The Rock's daughter in like her first match.
Yeah, in a losing effort in her first match at that too, because Chase U won.
I did I went with Chase or
Nope,
the
we
Rock.
all three went with Schism. None of us got a
Okay,
point.
I was as I was trying to say schism when I was saying Chase U, but
Yeah,
I meant
just Schism. Just Schism. Um, I didn't write anything down for this match because it was the kickoff match, and kickoff matches usually aren't the greatest.
yeah.
It was a good match. It was okay. But now that we're talking about this match, I can bring up other news. The grizzled young veterans who are part of Schism
Yes.
have requested their release from NXT. And there have been reports that they were granted, and then there were reports that they were not granted. So couldn't tell you if they actually got the release or not, but it was like confirmed they did ask for their release.
Okay.
But no idea on if they were actually granted or not.
I
Because
think that
there's
is probably why Schism lost.
yeah, I think so too.
Because otherwise, it's like I said, it's The Rock's daughter in her first match, and the Chase U like having their issues.
Yeah. Oh, their issues are null and void anymore. Also, by the way, because during the match, they try to get that one dude to turn on Chase U. I don't know what his name is, but the one that they've been like doing the cracks
That was
for.
having problems with Chase.
Yeah. They gave him a Schism shirt, and he put it on. And then when he turned to like join Schism, the Joe Gacy was all like, haha, we have five or four, five, and you guys only have three. And as they were stepping forward to do like, the beatdown because of the odd numbers, the one dude stood behind him and ripped the Schism shirt in half and attacked him from behind, and they won the match.
I mean, like I said, that once again, like because of the Grizzled Young veterans asking for their release, that definitely could have been like it could have been where that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
He was supposed to turn with them and join the Schism, but because like those guys want to leave, like then they like if they did get their release, like then Schism's down the numbers.
Yeah. And why would you give somebody a win who's all like, hey, I want to leave?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it made sense why Chase U won. It wasn't a bad match. It was good. I enjoyed it. The Rock's daughter can wrestle. Because, I mean, it's The Rock's daughter, so, like, I'd be more surprised if she couldn't. But yeah, so we're just going to move on from this match and move on to the next match, which was the next match I have was the Fatal 4-Way? 5-Way? How many people was in this damn match? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was the Fatal 5-Way for the North American title. It was Wesley versus Dragon Lee versus Elijah Dragunov versus JD McDonough versus Axiom. Brandon and me both went with Wesley, and I can confirm. Hold on, before you say what you're about to say, I can confirm somebody with the last name of Lee did win the title. Yes. But me and Brandon were the ones who actually got the points. So Wesley retained the title. It was a great match.
I was really surprised, especially given on what I thought was going to happen in the main event. Made more sense to me.
Right, right. So let me just flip through my pages again to get back to my notes. This is what I was about to read on that Claudio thing. But, Dragon Lee, absolutely amazing, just like he was in AEW. I said I loved JD McDonough pretending like he was Samoa Joe when the dude went to lunge at him and he just walked away from it, from the dive. I was like, it's such a Samoa Joe thing to do. And then Elijah Dragunov, his selling is on fucking point, dude. His selling is so good. And then I said that I like Axiom's entrance effect. I've never seen his entrance before. I thought that was really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, same.
And then the last thing I said was the ending and how they finished that match was amazing. The
It was a great match.
his Wesley's cartwheel Pele kick while Axiom was doing the super kick? No. Okay. This was when
Ilya's torpedo Moscow, and then he cartwheel. He got hit with the cardio kick.
yeah.
His finisher, Wesley's finisher is called the cardio kick because Booker T said cardiac kick, and then got corrected by the other announcer telling him, no, it's cardio kick.
Yeah. I just realized what I was talking about was when he went to do his finisher to Axiom and Axiom super kicked him as he was. Yeah.
At the beginning, earlier in the match.
Yeah. And then I said that at the next NXT Premium Live event, there is a match that I want to see very badly. And if it doesn't happen and it just happens on like a random NXT, I'm going to be a little upset because I think this match would be great for a pay-per-view match. But I want to see JD McDonough versus Elijah Dragunov.
Well, that's supposed to be. I mean, that's the rivalry. Like the main point from beginning to end was this rivalry storyline.
Yeah, it was
Everybody else, the
great.
icebreaker there, just to win the titles. Those two want to screw each other.
Yeah. And boy, did they try. But yeah, I would love to see a one-on-one fight between those two at one of their pay-per-views coming up. Like, I think that would be great. I don't know who I would give the win to. Probably Elijah. But
Definitely, because like he's the face, and like he's like they're both great.
yeah,
But like Ilya's, like you said, his selling's on like so high level.
dude, I don't know of
He's
many
got he
people.
does a really good job of with his expressions and
Yeah,
his intensity as well. Like
yeah.
makes the matches. That's why like him and Gunther back when he was still Walter in NXT.
Oh, their
Like
matches were classics, dude.
exactly like they were the literal talk.
But all right, moving on from that, we have our next match, which was. Apparently, I did not write a lot of notes as much as I thought I did because I'm missing some matches. Um.
Trying to remember myself like back like trying to remember the order of the matches is hard for me.
Well, fuck it. We're just gonna go out of order. Then we're just gonna go with what I have here on my paper. The next match I have that we haven't talked about yet, which was the women's tag team title match, which was Fallon Henley and Kiana James versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. You and Brandon both had Fallon and Kiana as retaining the titles, and I had Alba and Dawn as winning. I am happy to say,
I wanted them to win, but I just like
yeah,
because of the previous one where they did as the Can They Coexist team over the established champions, and the fact that I wanted Alba and Isla to win, and it was the first defense for Henley and or for Fallon and James. Like I was like, I feel like they're gonna retain.
yeah. I'm happy to announce that I'm the only one who got a point on this one because Alba and Dawn are the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions.
Yes, I did see that from like I saw that from the thumbnails, like the WWE's thumbnails for it, so I knew about that.
Yeah.
Mikey must have not gotten his system fixed yet.
Um,
Hey, what's up? Yeah, he's on a PlayStation 4.
yeah, I'm on the PlayStation. It's not mine, but it's the one I've been on. Like when we've been in chats, like as far as I know, I sound fine to Gary. It's for some reason it's not one to come through good on.
He's so quiet.
Yes.
Huh. People were saying the same thing about Brandon the last time he was on too.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've got
I'm not
I got the volume set to what I had.
yeah, I'm not sure how to do the volume for the
Yeah, I don't
party
know.
chat.
We've been having issues with the
Twitch
stream.
doesn't love us lol.
No,
Yeah, no.
but yeah, like we've been having issues with the stream since we started.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to be actually working just fine now. Like I haven't noticed any lag or things, but hey, Brandon, welcome. Hope you're feeling good or better.
Feeling better, bud.
We hope to see you here next week, where we're not going to be. Oh, we'll get into what we're doing next week later. But moving on, And going to the next match, it was the triple threat tag team match. It was Gallus versus the Creed brothers versus Tony D'Angelo and Stax.
Which Stacks does have a full name. I don't remember it,
I don't even remember it either.
but I remembered seeing it. Also, I know that the women's tag match was later on in the night,
Yeah.
um, because that was the match I like stopped watching for Mania.
Yeah. And I just realized what the opening match was, and it was not uh
The
the
Fatal Five Way.
Fatal Five Way. It's the match that we'll actually be talking about after this match.
Yes,
Was the actual match
triple
that
threat.
started off.
Yes, triple threat tag match. Great.
It was good.
Oh,
You,
you haven't told who
yeah,
predicted what?
you and Brandon both had Gallus, and I had the Creed brothers. Unfortunately, the Creed brothers did not win the titles like I had wanted them
Gallus
to.
is back together, baby.
Yep, Joe Coffey returned, or Mark Coffey returned.
No, it was Joe.
Was
Mark
it
was
Joe?
in the
Okay,
match.
yeah, Joe Coffey returned, which I'm actually happy about. I like Joe Coffey.
I've liked Gallus for a long time.
Um,
Because I mean, I liked Wolfgang back in the like the initial UK tournament.
yeah.
I liked Wolfgang all the way back to then. Like the coffees are good. I like them. I like
Mm-hmm.
all of
Joe
them
Coffey.
together.
Wow
Joe
lol.
was the UK champion for a bit as well, if I remember right.
Yeah, that's his name, Joe Coffey.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
That's
that's
the
his legit.
actual head of Gallus.
Yeah, that's his legit name too. Like that's not a WWE name.
The coffees.
The Coffey
And it was
brothers.
with
Ong.
Sting and Mark in the match. Joe made a return to help Gallus retain.
Yeah, yeah. Gallus did retain. I wanted the Creed brothers to win just because, like, I felt like they deserved the titles. I'm not upset that Gallus retained by any means because I like Gallus. I think they're a good tag team. It was a great match. I'm just sad that I don't get a point. That's all this comes down to. Because points mean everything.
I was glad with the result. Um, I was glad with the return. Like you were saying, like the Creeds have been around for a bit in NXT, but
Yeah,
only since NXT 2.0 was a thing.
Quickly
that is
gather
true.
all the points.
Gallus has been around since NXT UK started,
Yeah, okay.
and they just like recently came over to NXT itself because of NXT UK no longer being a thing.
Yeah. But, moving on to the next match, which was actually the opening match of NXT, now that I remember it. It was the six-way ladder match for the women's title. It was Perez
I was
versus
a little
Gigi.
surprised to see Roxanne was there throughout the whole match.
I was
Just took
too.
a quick spot to take her out.
I was too. But it was Perez, Gigi, Lyra, Valkyria, Tiffany, Zoe, and Indy Hartwell.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you and Brandon again had Indy Hartwell, and I had Gigi. Once again, just like with the Creed brothers, I do not get a flipping point because Gigi did not win the title because exactly like you predicted, JC Jane came out and made sure that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it made the most sense.
It did.
Like she's not in the. If she would have been in the match, then I would have said like they would have taken each other out.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, like Gigi and like JC and Gigi were taking somebody were
Thank you for
coming
being
into the
here.
equation for the
I
title.
greatly appreciate
I
it.
mean, I did
I hope
temporarily
you are
forget
having a good time.
that their rivalry did literally just get started.
Mm-hmm.
So I was all like, if I would have remembered that hey, this rivalry has been ongoing for a
Exactly.
while and
They
it
had their
just
first
started.
official match in their rivalry at the last show,
Yeah,
which Gigi won, but was immediately beat down afterwards by JC.
yeah. which I didn't watch that, so if I would have, I probably wouldn't have chosen her to win. Even though I really want, I'm going to say this though: by the end of 2024, she's going to be a champion. Okay.
Look, like I said, even going through the trials, like I would be fine with her being the champion, but Indy has literally been there forever
She
in
has
NXT. Her entire faction
left without
to the
her.
main roster.
But she did win the title with the help of one of those people who left for the main roster. In
Yes,
fact,
her
her
kayfabe
husband.
husband.
Her kayfabe husband, Dexter
Literally just
Loomis.
came up and literally lifted her on his shoulders up the ladder to victory.
Yeah. It was a great moment. I cried. I shed a tear. Don't worry.
Hey, it was literally like one of the best storylines in NXT
It was. It really was.
before 2.0 became.
Apparently I did not write anything about this match either. The only other match I wrote something about.
It was a really good match. You know, uh, it was just kind of a beatdown fest, like from everyone, just like everybody getting their shit in. Gigi was finally on top, had her chance to go. JC came out of nowhere, climbed up the other side. Uh, at some point in the time, the ladder had gotten bridged. One of the ladders got like the top of it put in between the rungs, and the other put on top of the second rope in the turnbuckle area.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, JC climbed up one side, shoved Gigi off the, or knocked Gigi off the ladder to where she landed on the one bridged between ladder and ropes,
Yep.
taking her out of the match
Mm-hmm.
for Indy to then make her way up top to pull down the title on the shoulders of her husband.
Yep. It was a good match. Um, a lot of dangerous spots with ladders happened.
Nobody got
Um,
injured. Uh,
thankfully.
I was very on edge because of the night before.
Same. Same.
Just watching everyone like, watch how you land, watch how you land, watch how you land.
Yup. Every time I saw ladder come up into play, even in WrestleMania Part 2, like, I was just like, I don't like ladders. I see what can happen when you don't land properly. But moving right along into our next match was the unsanctioned match between Grayson Waller and Johnny
Johnny
Gargano. You and Brandon had Gargano as winning, and I had Waller as winning. And for the third time in a row, I do not get a point, and you and Brandon do for the third time in a row.
Like I said, it was because like they had to set up, like he had to get his
Win
his
back,
revenge
yeah,
because he didn't get to have the match like to blow off before he got released and then brought back on main roster.
yeah. I mean, it was a great match.
Oh yeah,
I definitely think that Grayson Waller is going to get called up to the main roster soon. Definitely, probably right before or right after SummerSlam, I'm thinking.
probably after I would say. I
Yeah.
mean, they didn't do any call ups or debuts or
Mm,
anything like that on the Raw after Mania, as far as I know.
nope. The only surprise that happened on Raw, other than a surprise heel turn, was Matt Riddle came back.
Okay, so yeah, like it would make sense that that should be where like a debut should happen.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody should be debuting at SummerSlam or after SummerSlam.
Oh yeah. The other thing is when we go into this next match, something big happened. That's going to be very interesting.
So is Rick Bro gonna be a thing again?
Well, Randy's not
Mm,
back yet
yeah,
because he's still out
Randy.
on injury as well.
Yeah. And there's still speculation on if he'll even be able to return. Like, they don't know if he'll even be able to return or not yet, still. So, that's still up in the air. But the last match,
Wait, what happened?
um, it's a back injury, right?
Something like that. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, he's been dealing with like back pains for a while, and he's been out for a long time because of his back.
But yeah, like
Oh
the match
damn,
itself,
that sucks.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does. But the match itself, pretty good.
Oh yeah, the match was really good. I really like Grayson Waller. I think he's really good in the ring, and he's a really good heel. He definitely gets you to not want to like him.
Yeah, yeah, he gets the reaction.
Yeah. But we're gonna move on to our main event, which was Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker versus the NXT champion, and we all three went with him, Carmelo Hayes.
And like I said, like my main reason, like of why I thought Wesley was going to lose his title was because Carmelo Hayes was
Mhm.
going. I've said was go as we all agreed on was going to win. Uh, and them having a rivalry against each other already primed and ready, as well as me assuming that Breaker is going to be on main roster sooner than later. He's another one that I could see like debuting
Mhm. Mhm.
on the main roster around SummerSlam time.
Well, Mikey, I can tell you what they're going to be doing with Braun Breaker and what they're going to be doing with Carmelo Hayes.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Because you haven't yet stated who actually won. We did not say
Oh,
who won.
Carmelo Hayes is the new
Is the new
NXT
NXT
champion. Not only is it the him era, but it is the face him era
Oh,
because on NXT they turned him face.
okay.
Do you know how they turned him face?
No.
By turning Braun Breaker heel. They did a double swap on NXT last night and turned Carmelo Hayes face and Braun Breaker heel.
All right.
And I'm like, all right, I'm here for it. I want to see how a face Carmelo Hayes will be. I think it'll be interesting. I already know how a heel Braun's going to be because, like, I always
They
thought
changed
of.
before.
Not really, I don't think. Or that I know
Like
of.
or like right after he won the title, like when he was
Oh,
heel.
yeah.
Remember when they did like a small like it was like for that one feud for like until they went to the next, but like it was like he won. They had like a Great American
Bet money
Bash
that's a Vince idea.
and they're like during that little mini feud he had for that month, he was basically heel, and then he was just Braun Breaker again.
Vince doesn't really do anything with NXT, does he?
No, that's Sean.
Yeah.
Sean's in charge. Well, Sean, that was during that time that I'm talking about. Vince kind of was, or like Bruce Pritchard was in charge, and he was trying to make things how Vince would want them. So Sean was doing what Pritchard was, or like following Pritchard's like ideas.
Gotcha.
So kind of, but the double turn, that I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be a Sean thing, but it does have like all the normal trappings of a Vince deal, where it's like, I mean, they could have just stuck if they're gonna keep them in the rivalry, like they didn't have to like change their like the face heel dynamic.
Yeah. It was a great match.
Okay,
I like
I'm gonna. This is where I have to defer to you what you say.
Carmelo Hayes is just amazing in the
He's
ring.
great. Mm-hmm.
Braun, I find him boring. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Braun at all.
He's okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely not a fan of his uncle or whoever the fuck.
But his dad is Rick.
Oh, his dad's Rick? Okay, it's his dad that I fucking hate then. Got it.
His dad is Rick. His uncle is Scott.
His dad's no longer allowed at Wrestling Con. At
What?
WrestleCon,
I
yeah.
didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah. He is banned from WrestleCon because he was making some very derogatory comments towards a transgendered wrestler that was there, and when she confronted him about it and told him to stop, he basically told her to go fuck herself, that he wasn't going to, and he continued to throw the insults at her for the entire weekend. And she called him out on Twitter about it. Yeah, and he was banned because like there's actual like videos and stuff and like multiple people saying, "Hey, we heard it too," proving that he did in fact do what he was accused of. But yeah,
I did not know about this. So yeah,
the female wrestler, her name is Giselle Shaw. I don't know what company she works for.
I know the name.
Yeah,
I do know the name.
because she recently came out as transgender not that long ago, and then yeah, that happened. Which I do not condone that at all
No.
in any way, shape, or form. But yeah. But anyways, that has nothing to do with Braun because that wasn't Braun. That's his dad. I don't think Braun has the same views as his dad
You
either.
don't know.
I don't know. I can't say. I've never met Braun or talked to Braun. But on a standpoint of his in-ring skills, mic skills, and like everything I have seen on NXT, I'm not a fan of his at all.
I'm
I
honestly,
like his spear. That's about it.
I'm not a huge fan of him, but he also uses his uncle's finisher. He uses the
Yeah,
Steiner recliner.
yeah,
Um, but like I'm not really a. He's one of those guys where I'm like, I can I can take or leave him. Like I don't like him. I don't dislike him. He's okay. He's one, but he's also one of those guys that it was like he became the champion because of his name or because of his family and his size. And it was also like during that time when Vince was trying to make sure people in WWE or under WWE contract as a man all looked like him.
yeah,
Um, and he got pushed literally like into the he became champion like right as he got signed in
yeah,
2.0. So it was one of those I would that's why I didn't really like I am not as much of a fan of his as he got thrust right in to the
yeah,
top spot immediately
yeah,
because they were changing to the 2.0 and they didn't because of that like and I know Ciampa was going up to main roster soon, but he just became the champion again, I believe,
yeah,
because he just came back from injury.
yeah.
But that's not like this match. The match was good. I guess from what you said,
Yeah, it was a good match.
I'm glad Carmelo won, and we all got our point there.
Me too. I needed it.
And it broke your yeah, it broke your prediction.
Because, look, man, the first night on ROH, okay, listen to this, okay? Look. Brandon, ROH, 1, 2, 3, 4 points. You, 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Me, 3. Then on fucking NXT, Mikey's, yeah, we'll go with Mikey's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brandon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Me, 1, 2, 3. I was on a fucking 3 train for 2 straight pay-per-views on points, and I'm like, this is
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
I was so far behind coming into WrestleMania, dude. Like, look at this, okay? Coming into WrestleMania, after the first two nights, you and Brandon were tied at 15 points.
Hmm.
I had 11. I was down by 4. I'm not a happy camper with how this is going right now,
Yeah.
okay? But we're going to move on to the next pay per view, which was WrestleMania Night 1. But before we do,
Hmm.
we're going to take a quick 5-minute break so I can go use the restroom real fast and grab a drink.
Sounds good.
So if you need to grab anything, now would be the time. We
I
will be back.
actually, I have everything I need in front of me right now. I'll need to eat later on, but I can do that after we're done with the stream. So,
That is true. I'm going to load in this so that way they have something to watch while we take our break.
sounds good. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, my good man. Alright, I'm back.
Welcome.
Sorry for that small little break we had there. Alright. Last couple of matches.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, shows, matches, same diff. There's only 15 more matches to go over. um, possibly 16 if you count one match that was two matches in one.
Well, I mean, no, hold on, hold on.
No, they,
17? Because there
uh,
was an extra one added on night one.
yeah,
Then there was the original match that got changed on night two.
16. There'd be
No,
16.
I mean 17 if you count that one that changed into
No,
night two.
16 with the one that changed. That ended two.
No, no.
Yeah,
Oh, it did.
yeah.
Because I thought it was 15 going in
Mm-mm.
before
It
the
was
one on night one got added in.
it was 13 because there were 7 on night 1 and 6 on night 2.
Okay.
Yeah. But Night one, we started out with Austin Theory versus John Cena. All three of us, of course, picked Austin Theory to retain.
Before we go into this match, and we state who won, I'm going to go ahead and go on record that at the start of this match, in John Cena's entrance,
Yes.
I had the like Josh was sitting there and he saw my face and I was like, oh no, oh no, and he's like, what? Did you pick Austin Theory to win this match? And I was like, I did, but I'm saying oh no, not because of my points, but because all three of us picked Austin Theory to beat John Cena.
Uh huh.
Seeing the Make a Wish
Uh huh.
inside and all of the Make a Wish kids out on the stage for John Cena's entrance, I
Yep.
was like, oh no,
Yep. Yep.
oh no,
I had
oh no.
I had the exact same thought go through my head when I saw that too. As soon as I saw all the Make-A-Wish kids out there, I was just all like, "Oh boy,
Oh no, John
this."
Cena's definitely not losing this match to John Cena.
I was like, "This is going to be another three-nighter for me, isn't it? I'm just going to keep riding that three train." But luckily for us, Austin Theory won in what was
A mid kind of a match,
yeah,
I'll say.
wasn't the greatest opening to WrestleMania.
No, it, they, they were not playing my GMO correctly on that match.
Not at all.
That should have been one of the mid card matches based on the
Yeah.
opening.
Honestly, I think the opening match should have been what followed that, honestly.
Probably, honestly,
Which was the Fatal
I
4
think
tag match.
I honestly thought that would have been the opener.
Yeah, that was. We'll get into that match, but it would have been a better opener than this.
Austin Theory, John Cena was meh.
I'm more so
It
disappointed.
was a paint by the numbers kind of a match, like
Yeah.
for a Vince. Like it was a paint by the numbers. Vince was in charge kind of a match. Essentially, is what it felt like. It didn't
Yeah,
feel like a Triple H one.
not at all. Not at all. And the fact that Austin Theory won by cheating, I get because he's a heel, but
One
like,
low blow, like it was one low blow and a finisher.
yeah.
It was a John Cena's first match in the rivalry, like 3 match series.
Yeah,
It's lose lose win and it's over.
yeah. I'm really hoping that's not what we're about to have is two more matches like that.
I don't know because like did it seem like Theory was setting up for another match with John Cena like on Raw?
No, it actually looked like he is about to start a feud with Rey Mysterio, actually.
So yeah, no, then we're probably not. Like it was just which makes it even worse.
Well, hold on, I take that back. He had his match against Dre on Raw, and Dominic interfered. So it doesn't really. I don't know what they're doing with Theory right now, other than giving him other legends and Hall of Famers to beat. Now that he's beating John Cena, because he beat Ray because Dominic interfered.
But it was a match that exists.
Yeah, it's a match that exists, and you can watch it on Peacock if you live here in America. Yay, Peacock! Anyways, fucking hate Peacock. The next match that happened was the Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Me and Brandon had the Viking Raiders, and you had the Street Profits.
The Street Profits.
And, round of applause for me and Brandon, because we lost a point.
Good try.
Because we lost a point, and Mikey, congratulations to your point. You dick.
Um, I will say that me and you were definitely both wrong on who was taking the pin.
Yeah, dude. I really
I was
thought.
surprised.
I really thought Chad was there to take the pin. I really did. And he actually had a great, phenomenal showing in that match, dude.
He did amazing. He
Like,
with a rolling German suplex.
yeah. I went from. So, this is my thought process on Chad Gable from NXT up until right now, okay? First time in NXT, I was just like, eh. Going into Raw, I was just like, he's cool. I like him. When he got with Otis and started doing his whole shoosh thing, I'm like, this is dumb. I don't care about it. I don't like him. WrestleMania happened, and I'm like, yeah, dude, you're just here to take the pin. By the end of the match, I was just all like, you know what? That Chad Gable guy, he's actually pretty talented.
He's pretty good.
He's actually pretty good in the ring. Like, yeah, he made me a fan. That was a really good match.
See, the only reason I feel like up until now, like no one's really cared, is because like when they had Kurt Angle come back and they did the whole Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's illegitimate son.
Yeah,
It should have been Chad Gable
Chad, yeah.
because they both wrestled wrestling in the Olympics.
Yep.
Uh, Nothing to say that like like storyline wise that Kurt Angle couldn't have had a relationship with a black woman, but like Chad is also white with and brunette. Like Kurt Angle actually is like
When
some
he
people call him
when he
black.
had hair.
uh, it makes all the sense in the world that the story is there for you, which is cool.
it's
But like I was like I the only time I didn't really care about Chad Gable was when they decided, oh, we're gonna do the whole Shorty G gimmick, like because you're 5'10", you're short, even though you're about the same size as a lot of our wrestlers.
yeah.
To Baron Corbin and your thickness one feud.
Yeah, yeah. I
Like
forgot about that era.
that was literally the only time I didn't like it because I was like, but he's not short.
He's
Every other match you
average.
have him in against everybody else, he's about the same size, maybe like an inch or two smaller than them. Like it's a stupid gimmick. It makes no sense. That's all it was. Like I was like,
Yeah.
that makes no sense. Like he's about the same size as literally every other person you have him fighting. Miz isn't towering over him. Okay, like if Miz is taller than him, he's got like an inch on him at most. So like that was the only time. But like you said, like other than that, like I agree. He had an amazing showing. Like, and he did not take the pin.
No, he did
The
not.
only thing to me, like of that match, I was like, after I watched, I was like, holy shit! I wasn't expecting him to not take the pin here.
I forget who actually did take the pin, but
It was Ricochet.
was it Ricochet?
It was Ricochet
Okay.
that took the pin.
I'm really upset that Viking Raiders didn't win. It seems like all these heel factions that are supposed to be super dominant are dominant on the weekly television shows, but the minute they get to pay per view,
Yeah,
they choke or lose, and I'm getting really tired of that. Like, I want a heel faction other than Roman, obviously, to actually be dominant at the pay per views too. Would be nice once in a while. Just saying. Just saying. Um,
like I said, like I figured the Street Profits were gonna win. Um, they they've been featured more than anybody. Uh, they're very well liked by the fans.
yeah.
Um, like it just makes sense. It made sense to me.
I like the Street Profits too. I definitely wish that they would do a singles push for Montez Ford for a little bit because I think that'd be good. But
They're waiting on that for the eventual like breakup of the team.
yeah, I figure they would. But moving right along, we're gonna go into the next match. Unless there's something else you wanted to say.
Nope.
Okay. The next match was, of course, Damage Control versus Becky, Trish, and Lita. And
This match
We all three had damage control as winning, and none of us got a point. They let the tag team champs and the legends
WTF.
win.
Yeah, I wasn't happy at all. Because, like I said in my rant, the legend should be coming there to help build up the
The talent,
talent that's there all the time.
yeah,
And it's
like John Cena.
it's you're right. They literally opened up with the legend coming in to do the job.
Yeah. Um,
They should have let the newer talent take that.
they really should have. And not only to mention that, but like on Monday Night Raw, when Damage Control came out, Io Sky and Dakota Kai came out to fight against
They better have a
Raquel
storyline going.
and Liv. Bailey was supposed to come out to the ring with them, but Vince said no and took Bailey out of their entrance. And I'm wondering if that is because of what she posted on Twitter after WrestleMania.
FK Vince.
I see what she posted.
She says sometimes after 3 long years, it's time to say goodbye to a love story. And if I'm thinking correctly, because she's been in the main roster for more than 3 years. So I don't think she's talking about, like, leaving WWE. But I feel like she could be. And going to New Japan or AEW or someplace else. But I feel like her thing was she's been trying to get this faction going for the past 3 years. I feel like she's probably done with Damage Control after WrestleMania.
Well, I think Damage Control's only been a thing for 1 year though.
Yeah, but she's been trying to get it together for 3 years. So it's like her love story started 3 years ago, but it's only been ongoing for a year.
Okay.
I'm hoping she's not leaving WWE, but honestly, after WrestleMania, I wouldn't blame her if she did leave.
Raw.
Yeah, after what they did at WrestleMania and Raw, I would not blame her one bit if she requested her release from WWE and left. I don't want to see it happen,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised if it does.
Yeah. I mean, like yeah, Brandon, you're right with like they should have gone over. They should have a storyline, but we won't know for sure if Vince is fully in charge of creative until
Endeavor needs to
actually
can Vince before it's too late.
this week. And
Endeavor loves Vince. Endeavor's perfectly okay with Vince being in charge of creative.
I mean, like I talked about earlier, like I listened to Steve Larson, and Steve was talking about like
RIP Double Double E.
he's not sure what if Endeavor will or won't. Like they might like have Vince taken off like if ratings start tanking like because of him taking over, because like they can't use this Raw as like
Yeah, you can't
the
do
finish
one.
because
Yeah.
it's the post Mania Raw. So like he's not sure, but he was saying he's not sure whether or not they will take Vince off or not, like unless like ratings tank, because like the most that they did like to Dana White after like it came out about him beating his wife like was he had to he had to basically apologize.
When did this happen?
I don't remember, but like it came out that like Dana White had
Are you serious? That's so dumb.
Yeah, so you never know at this point what's gonna happen.
Alright, let's just move into the next match, because this is upsetting. um,
It's
I think the next match was Ray versus Dom, right?
I once again you're asking me for order of things. If you got it written down, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Ray versus Dom, and then it was Seth and Logan.
Oh my god, I love Dom's entrance so fucking much.
Okay, okay, so I was wrong. It actually was Seth and Paul first, but we are definitely going to talk about the Dom and Rey Mysterio thing because there's something very funny that I thought I saw at WrestleMania during the kickoff that wasn't there during the actual show when they were redoing the thing for WrestleMania part night one. And I was like, nah, I was probably just imagining things. And then I found out today that I did indeed actually did see what I saw.
You didn't see what you thought you saw.
And I have it written down here as in, did I really see in the video package for Dominic Mysterio Auschwitz? And sure enough, in the video package during the kickoff, when they were talking about Dom going to jail, they were showing pictures and stills of Auschwitz. And people were all like, hey, WWE, what the fuck? Like, this is not okay.
WTF wow.
So they had to change the video package and edit out the pictures of Auschwitz on the main show before it went on WrestleMania. Because people will.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I saw it because, like,
See, I didn't see. Well, see, I didn't see the kickoff because I went to go get food.
yeah,
That's oh my god. No, had I seen that, like I would have probably like died laughing more.
yeah. And,
I love Dom's entrance.
oh, I loved his entrance too. His entrance was amazing. The whole,
I
like,
liked Ray's.
Ray's was
I
cool.
loved Dom's.
Oh, yeah, dude. Him
His
coming out.
passage into the entrance.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was
Oh, yeah.
okay. So before we continue on talking
Man,
about this,
Vince must be proud of his 3-digit
you wanted
IQ.
me to bring
Too
up
bad there's the dash in front of it.
the whole like my thoughts on like that if Edge is coming out as Brutus, he better come out with Gangrel, he better come
mm-hmm.
out here Metalingus and stuff like that. Did he? Did Metalingus play?
It did.
That's bullshit. But we can go back to the good thing.
I'll
Since
explain how they did it.
Vince
I'll explain how they did it
I
later.
don't care anymore. They fucked up because we're going on to the thing that matters, the best entrance of Dom.
So it started off with his video package was of him being in jail and all that stuff, and he's in handcuffs and he's getting led to the corrections car to be driven to WrestleMania to fight. And when he shows up at WrestleMania, he's in a corrections facility car, handcuffed, and they have the guards come out and open the doors and take him out to the ramp to walk him down to the ring in handcuffs and like he's a convict.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you from what you're saying. If you look at the screen for the video right now, that's what I imaged you, but it's the Intercontinental title.
That's funny. I saw that. I was gonna say something, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna mention it. But
I had to
that's
because
funny.
the picture I took was like it was an Intercontinental title match that Gunther retained, and since he couldn't was out there, they added in Ludwig in his shirt holding the Intercontinental title as well with him.
That's funny.
But anyways, yes, they were doing the video package of Dom in jail,
Yeah,
handcuffs.
and they just basically walked him through the audience down to the ring in handcuffs like he was a convict. It was
They took
awesome.
the corrections van up to the ramp, and you didn't see
hmm
that he was like he like
Yeah.
They were perfectly right. They're like, oh my god, before they saw the mask, like, Dom looks like he's a super villain.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, he's got the Ray mask.
Yeah. Like, it was. His entrance was probably. I'm trying to think of all the other special entrances real fast before I say what I want to say.
Uh,
Just to
Second
make
one
sure.
was maybe kind of one. Uh,
Gunther had his old one that they don't use anymore that they brought back for
see,
WrestleMania.
I didn't see night two, so I don't know what happened on night two.
They brought back the Ludwig doing the introduction for Imperium, where he did the ladies and gentlemen, like how they would do back in NXT days.
Okay.
They brought that back. Roman didn't really have anything. Cody, okay, nope. I can say what I wanted to say. Dominic Mysterio had the best entrance out of WrestleMania this year. Like his was by far the best. I mean, yeah,
I see what it's like. Yeah, yeah,
Edges and Finn's were pretty cool too, but Dominic's was just on point with his character and their storyline right now. It was so good. Um, but we all three had Ray as winning,
yeah.
and
When I contradicted myself like over the women's
yeah,
6-man tag match where I'm like the Legends probably going to go over because it's hard to root against the Legends. But I also did say that the Legends would probably win that match. I refused to choose them. I was refusing out of principle
yeah.
to go with Damage Control.
Um, I wanted Dom to win. I'm not gonna lie, I did want Dom to win.
He should have,
Um,
especially because he had the best entrance.
yeah, yeah,
God, I was like I was like lukewarm on Dom. Like I was like he's all right, he's not bad, but like I kind of like was more okay with him like in the whole Judgment Day theme. Like I was like I kind of was okay with it. I wasn't
yeah,
like more. I liked him more than I was before, but it was still he's okay. I
yeah,
saw this and I was a Dom fan like because of his entrance and
yeah,
package.
yeah.
Like I was like, oh, Dom needs this win.
Even with this loss, though,
I was like, and I was like, I'm pretty sure like I chose Ray to win, but I was like, I don't remember, and I'm kind of hoping that I chose Dom and Dom won.
no, you chose Ray. Ray won, but so you got the point. But I do honestly like 100% believe that not only with that video package and stuff and the entrance, but with just the match that he put on with his dad,
It
like
was a really good match.
they definitely like raised his star power with that match. Like I think Dom's going to have a lot more fans after that WrestleMania match than he did before.
He should.
Like it was great.
Because honestly, I really hope to find out that this was all Dom's idea. He's like, oh, it was like because like them doing the prison thing. Like, I really hope he's like, oh, I want to do a full prison inmate entrance in handcuffs. They're brought down by a police escort in handcuffs, driven out in a van or a corrections van. I hope to find out that that was Dom's idea, like for his entrance.
Me too. That'd be really cool.
I will be a full on Dom supporter at that exact point.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I definitely like Dom a lot more than I did. I already liked Dom. I liked his heel character, but like WrestleMania just put it on a whole nother level.
Yeah. Like I was because I was like I said I was more of a fan when he became heel Dom.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Uh, but like I didn't care until literally WrestleMania. Like that's how you build someone.
Yeah. My favorite night or my favorite part of that match was definitely when Ray was being a dad and started spanking his son with the belt.
Josh calls out that should have been a disqualification, and I was like, I'm willing to let that go because they let it go in every Cody Rhodes match,
Yeah, with his title. Yeah,
and he's got a thicker belt.
yeah.
I did, however, say now that should be disqualification when his mom slapped him.
Yes.
That is someone else getting involved. That is a disqualification that we should make right now. I was ready to sacrifice my point for his mom slapping him.
See, my thing is, I think the ref was all like, look, man, that's your mom. You just threw a drink in your sister's face, which she did not know he was going to do, by the way. That was all improv on his part, which was fantastic, also.
Oh, Dom is literally being like throughout because of WrestleMania.
Yeah, I saw a video where they were talking with Ray and his daughter and stuff, and they brought up the throwing the drink in her face, and she goes, "That took me by surprise because he wasn't supposed to do that, but it worked with his character because he is a heel." I was like, "Yeah, you know what's up."
And I love how she like almost jumped the guardrail because
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was going to murder her brother at that point.
yeah. So I think that's the reason why the ref didn't call for the disqualification because he's like, "Look, man, this is your mom, and that was your sister, and you just threw your water in her face, so like, you kind of deserved it."
You know he saw MJF do that. He's like, oh, I can do that, but it's to my sister, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah, it's not to some kid and it's not tequila going into a kid's face. Um, but yeah, it was a good match. But we're gonna move right on along to the Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul match.
This happened before, but I
Yeah,
enjoyed. I couldn't wait to talk. We couldn't remember, and we didn't realize until we'd already brought up the match, and I
yeah,
was not gonna not talk about that entrance.
exactly, exactly. Um, so let me see here. We all three had Seth as winning.
Logan had a zip line halfway down the ramp entrance.
Yeah, I missed his entrance for some reason, and I don't remember
Yeah,
why I missed it.
he was up in the air or getting raised up in the air on the zip line while he was talking on the mic. It was, I didn't care. Um, and then he had a bottle, like a mascot, in like his
Yeah, Prime drink.
his prime drink bottle came down with him.
Yeah, I
Um,
knew about that.
and that was about it for his entrance. And then Seth came out, who had a great. He had a really good entrance. Like he had a like it could have been a better WrestleMania entrance. Like I
Yeah.
think would have been better. Like I like the conductor. I think it would have been better if the conductor actually had a choir.
Instead of trying to use the fucking audience that fucked it up.
Yeah, and then just having to use like
The
piped in chants to
yeah,
mix it.
yeah. Which you could tell the minute they added it too, because like there was a big difference.
There was a delay. There was a delay of like when the conductor
Started and when yeah,
started and the chanting happened.
yeah, it
Because he was
was
trying to get the crowd hyped up, and like they thought the crowd would, and then they realized, oh, the crowd's not, and then like, okay, we did it once, now the crowd knows. Oh shit, the crowd's not doing it loud enough. Okay, hype it in. Okay, third time's the charm. Fuck.
yeah,
It was literally all three times they tried.
yeah,
And then the
yeah,
crowd and the crowd started like on the third one like better, but it was too late and they already had the pipe in.
yeah, yeah. But
So like it fucked up his entrance. Like
and I like somebody on social media pointed he could have picked any color of pink in the world, and he decided to go with vagina pink. And I'm just like, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's definitely the color pink he chose, or somebody chose for him to wear. It was very, very bright pink. It was very distracting.
I I didn't have a problem with it, but like he had definitely the more WrestleMania entrance of anybody until Dom showed up and was
Yeah,
like, I'm with the shitty male entrance.
Yeah, yeah. Um, the match was exactly as I expected it to be, honestly. It was
Thank you
good.
for following us, Wantwork.
Hey, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
But it was definitely exactly how I expected. Like, it was good. There was some great moments. It wasn't the best match of the night. It wasn't the worst match of the night.
Nope. That was John Cena and Austin Theory. I mean,
Yeah. I honestly, out of all the matches from night one of WrestleMania, I would give John Cena in theory the worst match of the night,
honestly,
and Damage Control versus Becky.
the match that was added in wasn't terrible.
No,
Uh,
just
we'll talk about that later.
yep.
But
We'll get to that because that's coming up after this next match. But like, it was okay. It was good. I'd watch it again.
yeah, it was a good match to watch. Nothing special though.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Like we all thought, Seth won, and it took one stomp. Although
yeah.
there was a great spot that I figured was going to happen once they finally revealed that it was KSI that
Oh
was
yeah.
the mascot out there.
Yep.
He was trying to, like, he put Seth on the table to set up for Logan Paul to hit a big splash off. And as it was happening, I was like, oh, they're taking their time with this. Seth's going to pull KSI onto the table right as Logan's in the air. And as I thought that, like, right before Logan Paul jumped off the top of the turnbuckle to put Seth through the table, KSI got pulled onto the table and put through it instead.
Yep.
And then Seth rolled Logan in, hit the pedigree, boom, stomp. Or got kicked out, then boom, straight into a stomp.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Um. Speaking of mascots and stuff being out there,
I was not happy with the cinnamon toast crunch. I said the word right again. I'm happy. Uh, mascot being out there for Ray's entrance, I was like, that kind of takes away from like what this rivalry is about.
yeah. But
No,
do you know who was in the mascot?
no, I do not know who was the, the Toast Crunch mascot.
It
I'm trying
was
to say the word again.
it Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I can't say the first word.
Oh,
I know
cinnamon.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
like I
can't
do with
say the first word.
stamina. Uh, but it was Sol Rico from NXT.
Okay,
She was the one in the outfit for that.
she was the CTC.
Yeah, she was the CTC, the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But anyways, back to our regularly scheduled program of going through the pay-per-views and not talking about people in costumes. Um, the next match on our list was Rhea versus Charlotte Flair.
So I was upset that this wasn't the main event. As I said,
Yep.
the Royal Rumble winners should have the main event. That's literally what it's always been. And you
Yep.
have two nights, two winners of Royal Rumbles. That's two main events right there. Boom. I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you that, the Usos and Owens and Zayn should have the main event storyline wise. But,
Yeah.
like, rules wise,
Yeah.
this match should be upset that it got the win. Also, amazing match.
Oh, it was great. It was fantastic.
Um, I like that, like, right towards the end of the match, like, I was laughing because Rhea's mommy necklace just said "am."
Am.
She lost the first M in the I, and then
that's
was
that's
like laughing innerly. That's awesome.
am. Who's your am? You
She's like,
am.
she's like, I am.
um, but we all three thought Rhea was going to win the title, and we all three got a point because she did in
It was
fact
the it was to
win.
make up for her loss to Charlotte at as for the NXT title
Yep.
during the
And because of something that happened on Monday Night Raw, I'm feeling like the brand split's actually about to be over with.
Yeah.
Because Rhea confronted.
Yeah, I saw like a WWE posted clip for Raw, like that they want to fight each other.
Yeah. So I feel like they're probably going to unify those titles next and just be done with the brand split for now.
I'm glad that I interrupted you before you could say who she confronted because we haven't gotten to that match yet. That's night two.
Thank you. Good point. Um, but yeah, Rhea retained. I was happy, obviously. I love Rhea.
You mean she did retain?
Yep, fucking shit. That Rhea won and is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Because, I'm a huge Rhea fan. And, like, it all made all sense in the world that she should have won.
I love that avalanche riptide she did to win as well.
I do too. I thought it looked beautiful.
Awesome. Also,
Um,
great finish.
it was. She definitely, I know I've made this comment before about how she loves to cosplay as Chris Motionless from Motionless in White. But WrestleMania didn't do anything to take that mindset away from me because not only was she now not like not only does she have the exact same haircut, the exact same hair color, wears the black lipstick and all this stuff like he does, but she was also wearing the exact same face paint that he wears in one of the music videos. So I know for a fact she is trying to cosplay as him now.
She was also singing the theme song after her music
Well, yeah.
during the match, like along with it.
And before, during her entrance, she was singing it too. Because,
I didn't notice it
yeah.
during the entrance. I noticed it for sure, like after she won. Like
See, I noticed it before the match. I didn't notice it after because I was too busy having my eyes closed with my fists up in the air going, Yes! Rhea's the champion! I was too busy celebrating to notice. But yeah, like, I knew that she would because, like, she's admitted several times that Motionless in White is one of her favorite bands of all time. So I figured she'd probably sing along and do her entrance music if it was made by him.
yeah,
But that brings us to our next match, which was
Pat McAfee versus The
The
Miz.
Miz, yeah, which was not a scheduled match. So there was no points involved in this match.
So, like, I had forgotten that we hadn't already watched the Usos and Zayn and Owen, so I was like, okay, so that should be the main event, right? There shouldn't be any more matches, right? And then I saw the Miz come out to do the announcement of like the
Yeah,
attendance record or the attendance.
80,000 some shit.
Yeah, and then he started talking about how he wanted a match, and I was like, so Rhea and Charlotte was the main event, right? Especially with Pat McAfee music, and I was like, and I love Pat McAfee, and I love his music. And the
Yeah.
whole time I'm watching, I'm like, look, Pat, I love you. Please, for the love of God, no, don't let this be how we close out WrestleMania.
We close out WrestleMania with Pat McAfee versus The Miz in a 2-minute match. That would have been the shittiest ending to WrestleMania ever.
Especially like after like Rhea
Yeah, Charlotte just tore the house down.
for the title. Like I'm literally just sitting there like, please God, please tell me I'm wrong here. And I wasn't wrong.
No, you
But
was not wrong.
unfortunately, like I said, since I'd forgotten we hadn't had the Usos tag title match yet, I'd forgotten that we still had a match to go.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, no.
What the?
Charlotte.
That would be a Vince way of ending a WrestleMania too, wouldn't it?
100%. I was like, he hates the women so much.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't know if you can see Austin Theory's glitching the fuck out.
I do. He's about to lose because of it.
He did lose because of it.
It's okay. Anyways, but yeah, like I was freaking out the whole time. Like we're gonna have the fucking WWE logo pop up in the corner for the tag team match.
That would have been a great way to have ended the show.
For you,
I would have been dying laughing. Yeah, knowing now, I'd been like, "This is great."
but like during the show, you'd
Oh,
have
I'd
been
been
like,
so
"What the
pissed.
fuck?"
I would have been so fucking pissed.
You would have been like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Yeah.
Because I like you hearing me like as I talk about, you would be like, "So I was very upset," and me being like, "So I'm sitting here," and next minute you're like, "Now I'm happy."
Yeah, that's exactly what would have happened too. Pat McAfee did win, just to throw that out there. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the main event of
You'll
night
get
one.
the points off of it because
Exactly,
it wasn't announced.
exactly. It was a surprise match, one the only surprise that happened at WrestleMania night one,
Mm-hmm.
other than Damage Control losing, unfortunately.
To some of us, it was a surprise. To some of us, we expected and refused it.
The main event was, of course, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Um, Me and Mikey had Sammy and Kevin Owens as becoming the new tag team champions, and Brandon had the Usos retaining. I just want to offer my condolences to Brandon
Yep.
on getting that one wrong, because it was, in fact,
Sad face.
Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens becoming the new, undisputed tag team champions.
Yep. But hey, I know, like, sad face for you, but you won predictions for Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, you did.
So, you stole my thunder. You said
Yeah,
it was a very, very good showing so far on top points of the weekend.
yeah. I actually won one of the nights as well.
Mm-hmm.
I won night two, which we will get to here soon.
So we can talk about this main event.
Yeah. Um,
Really good match.
Emotional.
I would, as good as it was, I do still think that Rhea and Charlotte had a better match.
You know, I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte, but on this one occasion, I will admit, I actually agree with you. I do think the Charlotte and Rhea match was better than this. I do think that they should have flip flopped these two matches.
Mm-hmm. It should have been like they should have stuck with the Royal Rumble rules because in this situation,
If
like
it,
look, I love that a tag team match main evented WrestleMania.
yeah,
I love it.
first time ever.
Mm-hmm. And especially for the tag titles, like I'm absolutely I love it. But that's not the Royal Rumble rules. Otherwise, there's no like if the Royal Rumble's always been there.
Yeah,
So like it makes no like it more makes the Royal Rumble less impactful than it should be.
exactly.
It's like yes, you're guaranteed a title match now, but now you're no longer guaranteed the main event.
Yeah, and the main event's a
Uh,
pretty big deal.
yeah, especially like for like this would have been a huge deal for Rhea, like to have the main event.
Mm-hmm.
Like Owens and Zayn, awesome. They both deserve a main event win. They deserve the main event spot and everything. But like, and they definitely like storyline wise, they definitely had the better storyline for the main event.
Yeah.
But match wise, my purity for the Royal Rumble wise, I disagree with the placement of these matches. But all in all, still really good.
Yeah.
Sammy got the shit kicked out of him most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended how I thought it would. Stunner and a Huluva kick.
I would have been happier if it would have ended in the way that I wanted it, or thought it would end in, which was Jay turning on Jimmy when he went to do the splash and super kicked him out of the air.
Yeah,
But, you know,
that would have been. Yeah,
I'm sure it's still coming. It'll happen eventually. Probably not, but, you know, a guy can hope and pray and wish, right?
yeah.
But, so after night one of WrestleMania, the points. Brandon, who got 4 correct at night 1, moved from 15 points to 19. I, who had 5 correct, went from 11 points up to 16, only 3 behind Brandon. And Mikey, well, you got 6 correct, so you went up to 21, which put me even farther behind you. Which put me at 5 points behind you going into night 2.
Well, now we all had our own nights for like WWE. Like each of us had a night that we all
Mm-hmm.
picked and
Yep. You had night 1,
yep.
Brandon tied.
Me and Brandon tied in the most points.
Yep. But now we move on to the night that I won, night 2. And the opening match was, of course, Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
From what I know, it's exactly what me and you said would happen. But the predictions were
All 3 of us chose Brock to win. And Brock did win. I will say this, though. It was a better match than I was anticipating.
okay. That's good.
I wasn't expecting it to be anything special to write home about or be all like, it's amazing. But it was better than what I was expecting. I was thinking it was going to be like, you know, Brock hitting finisher after finisher, you know, how it usually is with the Brock match. And I gotta say, Brock got the fucking shit beat out of him for a minute, dude. It was all Omos for the majority of that match. It was majority Omos, and then like Omos fucked up on one thing, and Brock was like, "All right, Suplex City, F5, I'm done." He's like, "You beating the shit out of me." I legit thought there for a minute that they were about to give the win to Omos. Like, I legit was about to be all like, "You know what? If Omos wins, I'm not going to be upset about this."
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, like the ending happened, and Brock picked up the win, which not really a big surprise. Um, it was it was kind of like um, it was kind of like the Seth Rollins match where it was okay. It was exactly what I expected, or not exactly what I expected because I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but like it was just like your average middle of the road match.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's not one of those matches where I'm all like, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go and look for it. Like, nah. But
Yeah, it's
if,
fine either way. But if you
yeah,
see it,
yeah, you won't have a bad time. You won't be all like, why am I watching this? Like, this is dumb. Like, it's not like that at all.
I'm
Um,
just glad that Omos had a good match.
he did. He actually did have a good match. And then followed it up on Monday Night Raw by having an atrocious match again. But, you know,
I mean, that's not his fault. Like in that one, I'll throw that squarely on the shoulders of
well,
Vince because he did change the he did show up and make a bunch of last minute changes to the show.
which one of the changes was the fact that Omos wasn't even supposed to be wrestling at all, and then literally 5 minutes before his match was supposed to happen, he was back in catering, eating food when somebody walked up to him going, "Why aren't you getting into your gear to wrestle?" And Omos is like, "I didn't bring my gear because I'm not supposed to be wrestling tonight." And he's like, well, Vince changed everything. You have a match literally in 5 minutes. So he literally had 5 minutes to scramble and find gear to wear just to have that match because Vince changed it and didn't even tell him. Yeah, and he fought against Elias in like a minute and a half squash match.
Yeah, I heard about it. It was like a 2 minute match.
Yeah, it was literally going from WrestleMania and seeing that match to what they happened on Raw. It was all like one step forward, 6 steps back with him. Like it was bad. But moving on to the next match that happened at night 2, which was, of course, Liv and Raquel versus Ronda and Shayna versus Nat and Shotzi versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. We all three had Ronda and Shayna as winning the match, and all three of us were, of course, correct.
Although I did hear that there was like that Shayna might have gotten injured and Ronda had like something happen early in the match.
Ronda has been injured before the match even happened. She actually wasn't even like technically
Oh,
100% clear to even be
okay.
wrestling.
See, I that's what I had heard from you guys I had named before, like that they said that she wasn't cleared for it, and I was or like or that she wasn't cleared for the match, and I was like, wait, are they saying like something happened? Like because I didn't remember hearing that she was injured.
Yeah, she like hurt her arm or something on SmackDown of like a couple of weeks ago, and it hasn't fully healed yet. She's been in pain and she wasn't clear to wrestle, so they had her literally on the side, like on the apron, until literally the very end where she locked in the submission for the win. Her and Shayna didn't do jack shit the pretty much the entire match. It was all the other three teams doing everything until the very end. Like Shayna got in there every now and then, but it wasn't anything like too spectacular.
Ronda did not.
Yeah, no, Ronda didn't do anything at all until the very end, which was locking her submission. Whoever she locked it in on, I forget who it was, tapped out immediately. Match was done.
Okay.
Um,
That's very sad.
yeah,
They shouldn't have been in the tag team match. Like they should have had a different team.
100% agreed. Because like they even were stating like the winner of this match should definitely get a title opportunity, like be the next ones in line for the tag team titles. Which I was all like, yeah, it makes sense. The winner of this should be next in line for the tag team title, since like, there's all these tag team women wrestlers in this tag match. It would make sense that the winner would be like, the number one contenders.
Yeah, but it wasn't for number one contendership.
You
Same
know,
thing with the men's.
and then so on Monday Night Raw, they fought, or Liv and Raquel fought against Io and Dakota to determine who will fight against Becky and Lita next Monday on Raw for the titles. Yeah, and then Liv and Raquel won that match. So Damage Control didn't even win their fucking match on Raw last night either. To get a rematch for the tag titles.
And I like Liv. I do
Yeah.
like Liv. I'm glad she got a win, but like,
They like literally.
if they don't want to do if Vince hates doing faces fighting faces, then why is he having a faces fighting faces when he had literally he could have just kept they could have just kept the tag titles on Damage Control so they still
Mm-hmm.
have the heels fighting the faces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like this literally it, it's not even the winners of the tag team showcase.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
Oh, it was Shotzi that tapped out, by the way. I just remembered who she put in the arm lock on for the win. It was Shotzi. But yeah, we all three got the point, even though it was the match was good. match was really good up until the ending. If they would have had any other team win, I would have said it was on par with the men's tag match from night one, which was phenomenal.
I mean, like, it's just more upsetting because, like, if they were gonna even filter the fuck, they could have just said, due to Ronda not being medically cleared, we're gonna just have a triple threat
Yeah,
women's tag team showcase.
which
I would have been fine with
which
that.
let me tell you, the WrestleMania crowd would have been so much happier with that too, because they were booing the fuck out of Shayna and Ronda from their entrance. Every time Shayna would step in the ring, they'd start booing. The minute Ronda got tagged in, and they knew that the end was coming, there was booing galore. Like, no one likes Ronda at all anymore. Which I can't blame them entirely.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, like, I've not been watching much, even with us starting this. Like, I've just not been paying as much attention. Or I'm paying more attention, but I haven't, because, I've been so disillusioned with Vince. I had Triple H on probation.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so, like, I haven't watched a whole lot, but, like, I mean, they
But yeah,
should have just gone ahead and, I mean, they really should have just done it as a triple threat. It would have been fine.
they should have.
It literally had no bearing on who became the number one contenders, as we found out on Raw.
Yeah.
So,
Alright. But we're going to move on to the next match. The next match was Gunther versus Drew versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental title. You and Brandon had Sheamus as winning the title, and I had Gunther as retaining. Um, this match is probably, well, this match and one other match is the reason why I won this night, because I was the only one to get this one correct, with Gunther retaining. It was exactly the way we said it was going to be, by the way, Mikey. It was the hardest.
it was like the matches of WrestleMania was between this and Rhea and Charlotte.
Yes, I completely 100% agree with that statement. Because, like I told you, for night 2 of WrestleMania, I only have one line written down. One line. Okay? And that one line is, call the police. And the reason why I have that written down to remind me of what was said is every time Gunther would smack somebody, Wade Barrett, or not Wade Barrett, Titus O'Neil, because he was there doing commentary again after like he did for night 1. He was doing commentary for this match for some reason. And every time Gunther would chop somebody. Sorry, you had Drew as winning, not Sheamus. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I didn't remember picking Sheamus because I thought like something was gonna happen between Drew and Sheamus too. Like,
yeah. Either way, you got it wrong. But
yeah,
that's the most important part, is that I was right and you were wrong.
yeah.
Yeah. Um but every time he would chop somebody, Titus O'Neil would be all like, if that was me, I'd be all like, stop this match right now, I'm calling the police because this man just assaulted me. He was all like, every time he would do the chop, he'd be like, somebody call the police on this man. He is murdering people out here with these chops. And it's because of this match, I want Titus O'Neil on commentary all the fucking time now. Because his commentary was so good. He made me laugh more than anybody during WrestleMania just because of his reactions to Gunther. It was great. But no, the match, on the other hand, was hard hitting. It was very brutal. Um,
I would have been disappointed if it wasn't.
yeah, no, it was definitely. If it's not the best match of WrestleMania, it is definitely 100% the best match of WrestleMania Night 2. hands down, without a doubt. It was so good. It's one of those matches where I'm all like, yo, if you haven't seen this match, you should really try to find a way to watch it because it is that damn good. It's 5 stars, without a doubt. Like, it's so good.
Yeah, like I said, I saw like some of the clips like from WWE, like when they did their like quick like match to all like full results
Yeah.
off of their YouTube channel, and like I saw like some like I know that there was a spot where Sheamus had like 30 the beats almost 30 beats of the Bodrum hits on Drew
Yeah.
or something like that, and like Drew collapsed at 29 and a half.
Yep. Right before then, they had Gunther and Sheamus was doing the beats while Drew was also smacking him in between the beats. So to go Sheamus, then Drew, then Sheamus, then Drew, and they were counting for both of them. They were like 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a good match. Like it was, yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that the Royal Rumble winner, men's Royal Rumble winner, was going to get the main spot because of Roman, like I would have been more happy if that was the main event of WrestleMania Night 2, because that would have been a great match to end the night on, and not as a mid card. Like, I honestly think if they ever decide to do like another thing like Roman holding a title for as long as he has, that Gunther would be the person they should do it with because it's believable.
I honestly like yeah like I kind of hope that there's another like triple threat thing where like Gunther like between those three and like Sheamus or probably Sheamus like makes more sense at this point.
Yeah, especially
Like
with the
Sheamus like
rumors.
unites triple threat
Yeah,
to get his first Intercontinental title run, and also like that way it gets the title off of Gunther without him losing, and then he can take the titles off of Roman or take the title off of Roman.
yeah. Because I mean, like you were saying, like no one has legitimate reign to the title besides Seth. I'm gonna argue Gunther also does. I think he has the right to it.
But like, like I mean, like that's not already achieving because he's not going to go for the title while he's Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, exactly. He has to lose that title first.
So like that's more of what I meant like at this point in time.
Gotcha. Okay. I was like, but
Because like
Gunther. Like,
because those Gunther and Sheamus and Drew are all involved in the Intercontinental titles. They're not focused. They don't give a shit about the world title picture right now.
nope. They're all like, fuck Roman and his bullshittery. Like, we're gonna go deal with Imperium and their bullshittery.
I can beat Imperium's bullshittery.
Yeah. But moving on to the next match that happened, which was Edge versus Demon Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell. You and Brandon both chose Edge. I chose
The Demon.
Demon Finn Balor. So before I tell you who won, I'm going to tell you about Edge's entrance.
Yeah, that I've already don't care about because
He came out as Brood Edge.
I know that much. I heard that it said on his Titantron Brood Edge.
Yep, and he had the Brood music, and he had a Brood jacket on and everything. And they played the entire Brood music until he walked, like, I want to say
Did you see
halfway.
the last time that they did like the Brood thing for him?
What did they do last time?
It was I don't remember what pay per view it was, but it like they played it like they played the Brood theme for a while, and then they went into the Metal-Ugus.
No. So what they did this time is they played the Brood song for like a legit long time, like almost like a full entrance, but because the ramp was so long, it took him a while to get down there. But when he got halfway down, they turned all the lights out And when the lights came back on, he had taken off everything Brood related and was just the rated R superstar. And then they restarted the music back up with Metalingus once he was back to being just regular Edge.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. And then Finn Balor came out with his demon persona, which was his usual classic, like, first Finn Balor look, but instead of it being black and red, it was black and purple.
Yeah, I did see that, and then I also know like that the weapons were color coded,
Yeah.
which was kind of dumb.
Yeah, they had red weapons for Edge and purple weapons for Finn. Um, there was a nasty spot involving a ladder in this match as well.
Yeah, I did see that Finn got 16 staples.
Yeah, 16 staples in the top of his head because Edge just took a ladder and chucked it at Finn, and Finn didn't get his hands up in time, and it smoked him on the top of his head. Like, they had to stop the match for the medics to come in and actually, like, clean the blood up off of his face because they were like, there's too much blood. We can't have this much blood on WWE TV when we're PG. So they literally had to, like, stall the match for them to clean him up before he could continue.
Yeah, those guys talked about like how they like kind of cut away like from
Yeah.
Finn for a bit while they were doing that stuff.
Yeah. They focused on Edge, who was just walking around outside the ring, grabbing more weapons to bring in, because they were all like, he knows that this isn't the end of Demon Finn and that he's going to be able to continue, so he's just getting hardware to continue what he's already started for when he's able to compete again. And I was all like, okay. Thanks for letting me know what I already figured. It was a good match. It wasn't bad. But again, I think, in my honest opinion, the wrong person won.
You're right. I agree with you, but like I said with my thing where like the only reason like I didn't vote for Lita, Trish, and Becky to win because I refuse to. Uh, you don't vote against legends other than like John Cena because John Cena like at this point in his career is okay with losing to build up the talent that he's not there. Although John Cena did a great job of making me think that I was going to be wrong by his entrance.
Yeah.
He put the fear of God in me on that entrance.
Yeah.
But like, I'm sure the match was good. Like Finn and Edge, very good in the ring. And I'm sure like it would have been better had like Finn not gotten bloodied so badly.
I was really scared because Finn went to do the coup de grace off the top rope onto Edge through a table, and Edge had moved off the table when Finn jumped, so he went through
Off
the.
the cage.
Oh, yeah, off the cage. Sorry,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh yeah. As soon as I saw him curse or do the coup de grace to the table, I was like, look at those ankles.
Yeah, that's I did the same thing. I was all like, did he fuck up his ankle too?
Like literally before we started streaming, like watched the 10-minute video, and like when I saw him stomp that table, I had my switch in my hand like up to my face, like because I was playing on the PS4, like trying to
Right.
play some stuff, so I turned up like I was just like right at both my eyes, like all I had was the switch in my face, and I'm like, Finn, are your ankles good? Okay, okay.
Are your ankles still good, Finn? Okay, okay. Thank God. Yeah. Yeah, I was really worried. Like, as soon as I saw him do that and I saw Edge move, I was like, please don't let me have a repeat of what happened on Saturday. I've already been grossed out enough.
But they were fine.
Yep, they were good. Not Saturday, Friday. Um, but moving on to the next match, which this next match, unfortunately, is going to have a really sad story go with it. Um, but it was Bianca versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. You and Brandon chose Asuka. I chose Bianca to retain. And it is this match that made it so that I got the victory for this night. Because once again, I was the only one to get it right.
Because the last match literally negated your point for the Intercontinental match.
Yep. Um, so Bianca's entrance, she had an entrance where she had a ballerina group from California, like little girls, like I want to say teenagers to like, I think the youngest one was like maybe 5 or 6,
Yeah, I think she
dancing.
was dancing with her like on the stage, like doing
Yeah.
her poses with her.
So that little girl that you were talking about, she's the one that has the sad story. When she got there that day, she was crying. And so Triple H and Bianca like went up to her and was like, "Hey, like, are you okay?" Because they didn't know what happened, and she informed them that just an hour before she got there, her mom passed away.
Oh,
Yeah, and
that's so sad.
but her mom, like, they knew that her mom was going to die, and her mom was like, "Hey, like, you should go do this because you're like a huge wrestling fan. Bianca is your favorite wrestler. Like, just because I'm not going to be here, like, go do this. You'll regret it if you don't do it." And like, her mom died right before she left to go to WrestleMania to do that entrance for Bianca. And I'm like, you could not tell at all. That girl had the strongest face I've ever seen. Like, she was not crying. She was smiling. She looked happy. I had no idea.
Like I said, like I saw her like posing with her, like she looked like she was having a great time and everything. Like
Yeah,
I would have never guessed that.
yeah. But I did watch the media scrum, and Triple H did mention that about her passing away and how strong she was to be there and all that stuff. And I was all like, man, that sucks, especially since I've lost my dad, so I know how it feels to lose a parent. Like, it's not easy at all to go out and do something like that after something like that happens, especially just mere hours after.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I feel really bad for her and the family, and
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she got to like go do something that she would have loved to do, and that her mom like was like, go do this, like and everything. Like, it's sad that she couldn't have been there with her mom though.
yeah. Um Again, match was good. Um it was your normal Bianca Asuka fight. Made it look like Asuka was going to win several times. Um,
I did also hear that Bianca had like the counter for anything Asuka, like anything big for Asuka, like throughout the whole match. So
she did. Every time Asuka would try to do something huge, yeah, she would have the counter for it. I feel like they're trying to turn Bianca into the new Cena.
they're about to. I would say that based on that, they're about to do like a heel turn on Asuka, then like
Oh
to
yeah.
keep this rivalry going.
I mean, she technically already is heel since she debuted her new gimmick.
I mean, but they haven't really made her do anything heelish as far as I know, because she was still like she wasn't even wasn't she like working with Bianca or like helping her like in like tag matches?
Right before this, yeah, before she turned into the her new whatever it is.
And then like all I know of like for the build like from Royal Rumble was nothing. I literally don't remember hearing much of anything about their build.
She basically just came out and tried to get in her head by like having ooze and stuff spew from her mouth. And then the go home episode on Raw, they had a little fight where she blew the mist into Bianca's eyes, and that was it. And then she went for the mist in this match, but Bianca ducked it and almost hit the ref, but the ref like stepped to the side really quickly, so it missed her too. And then Oscar's all like, "What? I missed?" And then got hit with the KOD.
Mm.
And I was like, "It's kind of a dumb ending, but all right."
Whatever.
I mean, WrestleMania Night 2 was just kind of a lot of that. Okay, whatever. This is cool. So happy that Night 2 happened. Night 2 was, other than like one match, Night 2 I could just forget about and be completely fine. Like, Night 1 was so much better. But that brings us to our next match, which was The Miz versus Shane McMahon.
Yes, this is the match I was talking about. Shane McMahon actually got injured during
Yes.
change to Snoop versus Miz.
Yes. So it didn't get changed. Basically what happened,
It got changed on the fly
yeah.
because Shane tore his quad.
Yeah, doing a jump over Miz's head, which,
Like he leapfrogged and then couldn't get back up because of it.
yeah, which they did announce that that does officially mean Miz did win that match since Shane wasn't able to continue. But WWE didn't want Miz to go out on a win, so that's why they did the quick change up and had Snoop Dogg come in to do what he did, which was punch Miz in the face twice, and then you very clearly hear a female who's not in the ring, but like to the side of the ring, yelling up to Snoop Dogg saying, "Snoop, hit the people's elbow!" What? Hit the people's elbow! Alright! And then he goes and does the worst people's elbow I've ever seen, which I'm now calling the weed, or the people's, the stoner's elbow. The stoner's elbow. Because the way he ran the ropes,
Look, I am not going to hold it against Snoop Dogg because we saw him hit the worst big splash off the top rope before as well. So he's not a wrestler. He's very old. Like in
dude,
comparison as well,
I,
he's not in ring rust.
I just have to say, the way he did the ropes, if I ever see anybody do the ropes like this again, I'm gonna burst out laughing, because when he went to go bounce off of them, he literally had his arms down to his sides, and he was stiff like a board as he was coming off the ropes. And I was like, what the fuck? It was the funniest thing I've seen since Pat McAfee versus Vince McMahon from last year's WrestleMania. Um, but yeah, it was funny because like in the opening thing, when after they do the announcement of how many people were there for night 2, which was like 1,000 more than the night before, they were like, that means we've had 161,000 people inside this stadium. And I go, no, you have not. You've had 81,000 because the same people that were there last night are there again. You cannot count them twice. But WWE is counting them twice, apparently. So they had 161 people in that stadium over WrestleMania weekend, and I'm just like, no, you didn't. You're not going to sit there and tell me that you had 80,000 people there one night, and then the next night had 80,000 new people who were not there the night before, when I saw that first row there on the hard camera side, and every single motherfucker was there from last night, was still there.
Same dude that wears the green T-shirt,
Yeah,
the green like face T-shirt that's there at all the shows. Like
yeah,
he's there twice.
yeah. I swear, when he dies, I'm just going to say this now, when he dies, if he does not go into the Hall of Fame, WWE is fucked up. Because he's literally been at every single show since I can remember.
It's him and then the dude that used to be there all the time, Sign Guy. I don't know if he's still there. Like Sign Guy's still there or not, but like he needs to have been inducted in there. Like I don't
Yeah.
know who. Like they should know him by name. Like
Oh yeah, he's at every fucking show.
he was literally there like all the time,
Yeah.
every single show. Like he was on road with the wrestlers. Like I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure like he rode along in like Stone Cold's bus with them. He was there so much.
I can just see, like, whenever you're traveling, you see the WWE, like, trucks driving by, and then right behind them is the sign guy, and then the dude with the green shirt just driving right behind the trucks.
Yeah, like no, literally they're not pulling.
Yeah.
In the bed of the truck
Birds.
Like in the pickup truck too, so you could see it. Like you could
Yeah.
see it.
And that dude with that green shirt, he must own like a bajillion of that same shirt because like he always has the exact same shirt on.
And every no, and it's funny because like he wears it for like 3 days a week, but he re-washes like each one like every night. He does the hand washing.
Hand washes his shirts.
He's got like a little washboard like from like the like prairie days, like in a bucket he takes with him everywhere. Just scrubs it along with him.
I can just see like one day I'll meet him and
He's got like friends that are Amish, and he's like, "Hey, can you guys teach me how to do stuff on the road?"
I can just like imagine him like meeting somebody out in public and he's wearing a different shirt and they're like, "You look familiar. Where do I know you from?"
He's like, "Oh," he pulls his shirt underneath, and they're like,
Oh
"Oh,
yeah, that's suit. Yeah, I thought that was you. Yeah.
nah, man, that's his everyday in the mix shirt." He's also in AEW.
Is he?
He goes to AEW shows too, man. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing him at Ring of Honor, like the Ring of Honor pay-per-view this weekend.
He was. I was gonna. Oh yeah, you're right. He was.
And he was wearing his green shirt.
Yeah.
Every he literally, like I said, he's got one for every single day of the week. But in case he doesn't have the chance to actually, wash his shirt, like in case he doesn't have a chance to use the washboard on his shirt because of travel issues, but he just re-washes the same shirt.
Okay. All right.
Just conveniently has it air drying overnight.
Let's get into this final match of the night. The final match of the night was Roman Reigns versus Cody for the titles, and we all three said that Cody Rhodes was going to walk away the champion. None of us got a point because WWE, for some reason, decided to keep the titles on Roman.
Yeah, in an overlooked finish. Um, I, like I said to you in our pre-recorded meeting, at this point I don't understand. I don't know why. It makes no sense. Like it's I don't understand it. Like what was the point in because like I said to you, what was the point in torpedoing the Sami Zayn storyline with the bloodline if you weren't just going to go ahead and take the title off of Roman?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
It makes me very upset, and not even because of the lack of points. I can deal with the lack of points. I'm glad like that you and Brandon each had like one show that you guys had the majority of the points on. I really am. Like that makes me happy. Like to see you guys do good.
Yeah.
But that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah. I agree.
You brought Cody in.
Thank you for following Love Elifiena.
Hey, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Like I was saying, even if Cody would have won, I still would have won because I would have had 5 points and you would have had 4. But
Yeah, it wouldn't have changed anything because we all had the same pick on this match.
yeah, exactly.
Like
But why keep the titles on Roman? Like he's gonna be gone for a while too. He's already said he was going on a hiatus from WWE after WrestleMania for a while.
the only like literally as soon as I heard about the result because like it was impossible to not hear about or find out about the result after I got off work. Like for me, like the only thing I see like happening is like it's to lead up to a WrestleMania Backlash match. And like if they put the title on Cody then it's even more stupid to me because then that just takes away the WrestleMania moment of something
See,
that you were going to do anyways.
I don't think.
Because you can still have another match between the two of them at Backlash, no matter what, no matter
Well,
who won or lost.
I don't foresee Cody fighting Roman at Backlash.
Yeah,
I see Cody fighting against Brock Lesnar at Backlash.
Yeah, well, like I said, like my only reasoning of thinking that was like me finding out about it like as soon as I got off work
Right.
and being like, okay, then the only thing that like I see happening is them going straight into a backlash rematch, and that's stupid because you should have just gone ahead and had the title change at Mania and just have it as Cody's first defense.
Yeah. But no, they did it. I'm wondering if this is how they're going to do it, and if it is, I want to get your thoughts on it to see if your thoughts are the same as mine. With Roman going on hiatus for a while, and then they had the whole thing with Brock turning on Cody and going heel by attacking him on Monday Night Raw to close out the show, and with
I don't. Brock didn't go heel. Brock just did Brock things.
yeah, but yeah,
Because Brock isn't a heel or a face. Brock is Brock, and he has Brock's rules, which are I attack everybody.
true. But what if they're going down the route of at Backlash it's Cody Rhodes versus um, Brock Lesnar. Cody Rhodes will get the win there, I think.
What do they say when on the reasoning for picking Brock?
Don't
Don't bet
bet
against
against
Brock.
Brock. Right. But what if after that the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank? What if Cody wins Money in the Bank and then somebody else fights Roman and then Cody wins the titles by
Cashing in.
cashing in Money in the Bank?
Yeah, but my only problem with that is it's not what Cody's character is. Cody's gonna
Yeah.
cash in like when he's gonna tell you I'm
Yeah.
cashing in on this day.
Yeah.
Like he's like if he wins the title at Money or wins if he doesn't fight if he does just fight Brock at Backlash for that and he becomes Mr. Money in the Bank, which I could see happening. He's gonna be like, all right, at SummerSlam I'm cashing in Money in the Bank for the titles.
Yeah, I could see that too. That's what I was thinking. Was
That's
that
the literal only thing he's gonna do. Like he's not gonna do he's not gonna do the I'm gonna just cash in or anything like that.
right?
It's like it made sense and worked for Liv because it was Ronda that was the champion.
Yeah.
But like but for Cody's character, he's not going to.
No, because he wants to beat the best at their best.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so with that in mind, we're going to go over the total points for everybody after all four pay-per-views. In first place,
Are you going first, not from bottom to top?
yeah, we'll go from first place,
Okay.
and you'll understand why here in a minute. In first place with 24 points is Mikey.
Mm-hmm.
In second place with 22 points, so only 2 points behind you,
Hey,
is
that's pretty
Brandon.
good. That's not too. That's pretty good. But like considering it was like a 1 point lead, I think after like the only other pay per view we've done so far
Yeah.
for four different pay per view shows,
hmm
I'm okay with that. That's a nice
Huzzah.
leeway.
And then in third place with 20 points, only 2 points behind Brandon and 4 points behind you, is yours truly, the eventual winner, me.
Disagree, but disagree to the fact does yet to be dethroned. There
um,
who knows?
if you get stuck on that 3 train, like I was for those first two pay-per-views, I have a chance of coming back.
It's okay to lose sometimes, Gary. It'll be
And
okay.
then don't forget, here soon we're going to be adding in the confidence points that can change things.
Can we wait until after we do our first full run through of us on it? Like I'm fine with it because like I've still got like a year to go like to till we have like our first champion predictions.
Oh, you want to wait till we have like the first full year and not do just like till the next big pay-per-view?
Yeah, because like we gotta get everybody like addicted because we're still building Brandon up.
That's true.
He's at a strong point, but we gotta build him up like anyways quicker than he gets.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
Once like we give him a full year, just like go, and then it becomes confidence points.
Right, right, right. Then it gives us an entire year of trying to convince him to actually start watching it too. Hear that, Brandon? We're going to try to convince you to start watching it too. Franny's going to be all like, I hate you guys. Why did you do this?
You guys get time.
Kinda.
Wait, kinda as in we can get you into it to watch it? Or that Franny will be upset with us and hate us because we got you back into wrestling and you start watching it. She's going to be like, I don't want to watch this shit.
I kinda heard it, lol.
Oh, I said we're going to get you into watching wrestling again before we do the confidence points. We have an entire year of convincing you to start watching it too. He's going to be like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to do it.
He's gonna be like, but if Vince is running things, fuck it. Let's just
Lol.
just fight.
Guess we'll see.
LOL, guess we'll see. We're going to win, Brandon. You're going to start watching wrestling again. It's true. It's not a no. It's not a no.
Just take that win. It's not a no.
I will take this win. It's not a no. It's not like uh
But
some other
honestly,
people.
it will probably turn into a no if Vince keeps running things. Because I'm telling you right now, Vince already was ruining things for me before,
Look,
and he's working on it again with all the
look.
news I heard about Raw.
If he doesn't want to watch WWE because Vince is in charge, that is fine. There are other shows he can watch, like AEW and ROH.
Yeah, because AEW, it's Raw. Unlike Raw, AEW doesn't have a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
Although I did see
FK
on
Vince.
Friday, like after we do the normal,
Yeah, Battle of the Belts 4
yeah, that's going on
tomorrow.
right after
Rampage.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, after Dynamite or Rampage,
Yeah.
they're doing Battle of the Belts.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's only going to be like like maybe an extra hour.
Yeah.
So that's only going to be 2 hours. So it's
2
basically
hours.
one SmackDown,
Yeah.
which is all you have to do for AEW. You
Yeah.
have 2 hours for Dynamite,
And
and
an
then
hour for
the next week
Rampage.
usually it's 1 hour for
Yeah.
Rampage, but
Yeah.
this week it's going to be 2 hours straight.
The only thing that pisses me off about Rampage, and I'm pretty sure I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, is I very much dislike the fact that whenever Rampage starts on Fridays, they're like, it's Friday, and you know what that means, it's Rampage, and we're live. And I'm just like, no, you're not.
You don't have to lie. You can be like, it's Rampage. You don't have to tell me it's live. We know it's not. We know you recorded it right after Dynamite.
Yeah, which on the AEW All Access gave that away also in case you didn't already know, because on All Access, when Dynamite goes off the air, you can hear one of the ring announcers go, who's ready for Rampage? And I'm just like, well, that just gave that away if anybody actually believed it was live. Like, if they watch this, they're going to know for a fact it's not live now. Like, I'm waiting for somebody to be like, we're suing you for false advertising, you're not live.
I mean, WWE literally did that for fucking years with SmackDown, or like
Yeah,
one
but
of their other, or no, not with SmackDown, with 205 Live. 205 Live literally every like they even had the little live logo on there. I'm like,
Hey, I'm gonna head out.
you recorded this.
I'll talk to you later.
alright. It's alright. This is almost over with anyways. We're coming down to the end anyways. So you're not going to miss much.
It's the last match, and it's just prediction, or like we were just typing prediction points and explaining
Yeah.
what all's happened.
Um.
Play on your universe mode of where somebody's at.
Hey, 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 you can blame Vince for this lie.
Because you didn't even get your debut at the end of WrestleMania prediction because of it.
Vince, fucking asshole, fucking everything up. Could have had Jay White, but no. Honestly, it makes sense that he went to AEW. I'm happy for him.
It does. That's something that I said before, like to you. I don't remember if it was on stream or if it was just something we talked about before. I figured Jay would more likely end up in AEW because I was like, the only reason I see him going to WWE is just to build his stock more.
Yeah,
But it made literally like everything I knew, like from the fact that he's been in AEW so much and everything, like that's what I figured.
it made sense.
Uh, quick little like before we actually end, we do have new AEW Tag Team Champions as of right now,
Yes, yes we do. Yes we do. Yes we
and
do.
they are still in AEW because they did not lose their careers over it. I did watch
Exactly.
the little like match or brief match overview that AEW put out where I saw that though the Guns tried to get themselves disqualified
The
from
ref wouldn't do it.
FTR to cause. Oh, they tried a lot.
Oh yeah, they
Did
did.
you watch it?
I did. I watched it.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. There was
A
the
low
ref got yanked.
blow.
The ref got yanked out,
Yeah.
and they were trying to like tell the ref to disqualify them. They low blowed in front of the ref to try to get disqualified, and the ref's like, "Not when careers are on the line, you motherfucker."
Uh, uh,
They brought out titles that FTR still didn't get beat by.
yep.
Uh, they tried everything they could, but FTR is your new AEW World Tag Champs. They are two-time champions and two-time AEW champions
In
and
10
AEW
time.
tag champions.
Yup.
And
Which, again,
get
I've.
the Dudleys, man, catching up to the Dudleys. The Dudleys are 16-time tag team champions
Which, again, I think their decision to re sign with AEW and win that match
at this point, right
is
now.
because of Vince.
After this week, that definitely made a lot of like
Yeah.
after everyone found out about Vince taking over all, they're like, yeah, we're definitely re-signing with AEW.
Yeah.
He's not going back to Boosty Hot.
Yeah. But, guys, girls, gentlemen of all ages, non binaries,
Whatever you identify as.
thank you for being here. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Um,
Tell friends. Join. Get more people to watch the show. We would love it.
yes, thank you to the two people who followed. We greatly appreciate it.
That would be Love Life Yana and ASW Network. Thank you.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it. We will see you next week at 10 p.m. like always. Um, for a special sneak peek of what will be coming up next week. I know we had mentioned, we've done lists about like our top 10, top 5 favorite things. We're
There will
actually
be another list.
there will be another list. It just will not be next week.
No.
We are going to take a couple of weeks off from that, and next week we are going to
Thank you
hopefully
for being here. I
have
greatly appreciate it.
Brandon is doing
I
the
hope you are
yeah,
having a good time.
hopefully we'll have Brandon on again with us next week. And we are going to be just having a conversation about wrestling and our experiences, the shows that we've been to. Yeah, specifically. We're going to be talking about a trip me, Mikey, and another friend of ours took back in 2015 to Chicago. Um,
no, it was Columbus, not Chicago.
yeah, Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, sorry. To Columbus, Ohio. Um, there's of course going to be other things that we're going to be talking about because I'm sure me and Mikey have been to more shows than just that in our lives.
I definitely have.
I have. I haven't been to like a WWE or like a pay per view like that
outside of the one.
outside of the one, but I've been to like independent and like stuff here in town that I can talk about. But Mikey will have the other experiences from other pay per views and other
Show and other
shows that he's been to.
yes, I do I have been to a few. Not so much independent like outside of like I was at one independent show which I can't honestly like I can't talk about the show itself because I was there at that show specifically. It was a local one for one show. Uh, I can even do a quick talk out. It doesn't take long. I was there because I was doing training before the show. I did some moves after in the ring, and that's what because it was a local thing. We didn't really have a camera that I could watch the show from, so I didn't watch the show, but I was backstage for it
Nice.
because one of my buddies that I had known for a long time is a manager there. He's one of the managers in that promotion, and like another guy I went to school with. This, I think he's there. He was their champion at the time, but I don't know.
Huh, nice.
But yeah, that's the only reason I was there.
But we will see you guys next week, 10 o'clock sharp. Thank you guys again so much for being here. And we will see each and every one of you
Next week.
next week.